that's better. That was scary. It was so scary. But Israel, we were asking just a moment ago, maybe you'll know this. When does a pumpkin become a jack-o'-lantern? What is the official meaning of jack-o'-lantern? Do you
That's
know?
very important.
I think so.
Yes, that was very scary. And Rob the Hat, by the way, we're live on all the places.
All the
Some of you
places.
may not have met Rob the
You
Hat.
may not have met Rob the Hat.
Rob the Hat brings in he doesn't like scary, but he
No.
does bring insightful questions to make us go, And that was his first one. When does a pumpkin become a jack-o'-lantern?
I also asked as a follow-up question, are there Jill-o'-lanterns? So
when you empty the pumpkin to carve it. So when you cut out the top and you take out, that's when it becomes a jack-o'-lantern.
Do you need a lantern?
Yeah, and do you need to cut eyes, nose, mouth, or a shape out before, or is it a jack-o'-lantern because you have taken out the inside?
See, these are all very good questions. I should have been
and
more
very
prepared.
Appropriate
Germane.
to what we're germane. Too much. Germaine is not here.
So I'm very happy to be
You
on
made
your
a decision.
I'm very happy to be on your show today here, Nika. Do you know why? Because I've been following your challenge
Have
along.
you?
I have. I've been following your
We
challenge.
called it a boot camp. It wasn't that challenging.
I've been following your boot camp, your videos, Nika is truly a superstar when it comes to short form videos. And she's taught me a trick or two, and I've employed those tricks to much success. And one of the things that I do pride myself on is the ability to create these short form videos. And you're nodding.
Yes, I
didn't
agree.
even the ability to create these short form videos and tell a story. How do you tell a story in 30 seconds? How do you tell a story in a minute?
Yeah,
Very difficult.
so that's sometimes that one of the challenges that I sometimes feel I have so much to say. How is it possible to say it in 60 seconds or less? And if you were with me over the week, you know that I'm a fan of 30 seconds or less when it comes to short form content, if you want it to reach as many people as possible. And even less than that.
Yeah, I find, I'm just going to throw in here, what I find is that, and I'm talking about TikTok. I don't know about the other ones, honestly. I know you do the YouTube. What do you have? 90 million views on one video? 90 million? Is that what it is?
99.
99 million, okay.
But oh, look, this is so big, it's covering your face.
Jack-o'-lanterns, as they have become known, are a variety of pumpkin bred for carving. Pie pumpkins tend to be heavier with thicker skin, while carving pumpkins are bred for thinner skin and less meat, making it, therefore, ergo, easier to carve.
Interesting. Thank you so much. And because that was written in a group, I did not see who said it, and it looks like Andrea. Thank you, Andrea.
Do you have a clapping machine?
I do. I have a clapping machine.
Thank you, Andrea. Terrific. You have that ready, because I feel like we're going to be putting out some gems here.
Yeah.
We're going to have to kind of
I'm going to have to be ready for that.
So thank you for the clarification on Jack-o'-lantern. We still don't know if there's a Jill-o'-lantern, but that's okay. Maybe that can wait for another discussion. But when it comes to TikTok, the one thing I've noticed is sometimes I'll get on a roll, and I will put out some videos that are getting thousands and thousands of views. And then sometimes it gets a little stagnant. I put out something that only gets hundreds of views, and I get a little upset. You know what a good remedy to that is? Put out
vodka.
Powerful 10-second video. A powerful, compelling, tell a story.
You are saying that, is it because you heard Friday's Day 5 Bootcamp call where I said, if you're not getting a lot of views, put out something much shorter?
Oh, I thought you said if you're not getting a lot of views. A lot of views, but you said views, so maybe that's wrong.
I don't get it. Therefore, ergo, I don't get it.
The 10-second video, why? Because as Nika may have explained, one of the metrics, and guessing what their algorithm does is just a very difficult thing to figure out. But one of the metrics they look at is, are people watching your video from start to finish? If you could keep them there for all 10 seconds, whether or not they interact with it, whether or not they like or they share or they comment, they're still going to give you credit for a lot of people seeing it. And one of the reasons that I've come to that conclusion is because I have some videos that have gotten tens of thousands of views, but very, very few likes.
But people are watching
They're
them.
watching it. They're like riveted to it. They're like watching it. What is this train wreck? And when they're done with it, well, I got through the entire video, and that's going to bring my cred up a bit, and it's going
Yeah.
to get some more it's going to get some more views.
Right. So one of the things we talked about over the last week, and like I said, I'm live on a bunch of pages where you may not have been part of the boot camp. If you want access to it, just give me a boot camp in the comments
Give
or
her a boot
hashtag.
camp.
Give me a hashtag boot camp.
Give her a
And I will allow
There you
you access to these amazing classes that we did last week. One of the things we talked about is some of the ways to get more views is number one, well, the platform will show your video to more people for 4 reasons. One of them is they've seen the length of time people are watching the video. If you put out a 60-second video and people are watching more than 50% of it, the platform says to themselves, this seems to be a popular video, let's show it to more people. But how much easier is it to get people to watch 50% of a 10-second video rather than 50% of a 60-second video? So one way to get more views, hypothetically, and apparently it works, is to put out shorter videos. So that's what we're going to talk about. How do you get your point across in such a short time? Because we want to do short videos. And one of the questions was, are short form videos just for TikTok people or entertainment, or can it be used in business? The answer is absolutely can be used in business, but that doesn't mean you're creating a professional business type of video. It can be a very casual personality type of video and have it lead to more business. But that's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about the story.
Yeah, the main thing is to get the content to where it needs to be, to where it's compelling. And telling a story in such a short amount of time is 2 things. Number 1, extremely challenging. And number 2, extraordinarily fun to tell that story.
Oh, yeah.
So if you do a little bit of planning ahead of time, your story has a beginning, it has a middle, it has an end. And even though it's only in a few seconds, it's extraordinary what you can come up with. And you look at some of these short form videos and you're like, is that really a story? Well, yeah, take a good look at it. The way the narrative is being shaped, you're going in, you're setting up a premise, you're delivering the meat, and then you're coming up with a nice conclusion. You're ending at the right time, and you're packaging it in a beautiful, beautiful way that makes it almost like, look, it's another art form. It's silly to call it like it's poetry, but it is. You do it well, and it's going to get noticed, and it's going to make you feel great when the work you've done results in a bunch of views. So let's talk a little bit more about that. Nika, what are your thoughts on storytelling in short?
Yeah, I mean, I love the way you just said you have a premise. So there's like an intro, the meat of it, and a conclusion. One of the things that I shared with the bootcamp members is that the power of 3, and you just gave the power of 3. In a short form content video, sharing 3 things, 3 ideas, 3 strategies. So when we think of that, we tend to think of, I'm going to now give you 3 ways to blah, blah, blah. But this is also the power of 3. An intro, the meat of the story, and a conclusion. And as you said that, my first thought is one of the biggest mistakes I see is that people go on too long. Like they had a conclusion, but they didn't just end it.
And speaking of that, something that I know is people doing brilliantly on TikTok is concluding even before the natural conclusion. It's like once you've established that point, once you get it, you could even cut it off mid-sentence. It's
because
like once
people
it's there,
know what you're going to say. It's almost redundant. I already said it in my mind.
Don't ruin it
right
by actually saying it. I mean, look, if you get the point across and you know what's about to happen, in fact, if it cuts off it, people start to think, wait, what? Their mind will take them where it needs to go to finish the story.
That's such a good point. I love
it's
that.
so much fun when I watch people do it. You know what I love some people are so clever, and I could get lost in that TikTok spiral where I'm just watching forever. It's when you can't tell that the video ended because it starts where the beginning starts, and you go into a loop and you're like, wow, look what they just did.
That is really fun to do with short. It's another kind of fun trick with short form content videos. They loop. So it is fun if you can make the end look exactly like the beginning and people don't know that it ended and started over again. So
really
that's a lot
interesting
of fun.
thought here about it being counterintuitive. Could you bring that comment up?
I think I do go beyond that one.
Yeah.
So, and I'm going to go see who that is because the name didn't come up.
Because
So,
basically, it's counterintuitive because you do want to make sure people understand what you're saying. You want to sometimes reinforce it, and you want to say the same thing over and over again. But as an entertainment, maybe to teach, maybe to be informative, that would work. But here, if you're looking to entertain, if that's a part of what you're looking to do, feel free to just make sure you get that ending and just move on. They know what you're about to say. It'll make them maybe watch the video again, get you another view, maybe get a comment out of it. But that's definitely something to consider. Think about, can I shorten this? What's the earliest I could possibly cut it off and still make it effective?
yeah, and hi Jen. I don't know. Actually, I don't think it's Jen. I thought Jen was saying she made that comment, but it's on a different page. So let me know who made that comment if it isn't you,
Where are
Jen.
you? What are you on YouTube? You're on Facebook and a
We're on a
Facebook
few
group? Are you on
Facebook
LinkedIn? I think you're
pages.
on, what else are you on MySpace? What's going on here?
MySpace and what's the other one? The Paul Revere megaphone.
I don't know.
I made the teacher comment. That was Jen. Okay. So yeah, so that's a really good point because as a teacher and in long form content like we are doing right now, we will repeat things to hammer them home. You're taking notes, we're teaching something, and we may go through a summary like what we just said. Point one, let's repeat it. That's a good point when you're teaching and in your long form content. The thing that we need to get out of the habit of, like you said, Jen, is with short form content, it is really a different way of sharing a story. It is like it reminds me of Rob wrote and produced a movie, a short, well, it was short, it was a 30-minute movie years ago. And I was tasked with editing it. And there was a scene that I was in, and I was really proud of the acting.
I noticed how
But it
none of her
needed to be
scenes were ever cut out. I'm sorry. Go
not
ahead.
true, not true. It was the hardest
not
thing
true.
in the world. I mean, it's true. I put myself in a little extra because I was the editor. However, I had to really look at this scene and go, I had to take a 7-minute scene and make it 4 minutes, something like that. That's really hard. And I had to get really, really brutal with, were those words, are they adding to the story or did I just like watching myself?
Well,
That's what
yes.
comes up here.
Right.
Twitter was a really
There you
good
go.
training
Just gonna
ground
say
for
that.
us.
Just going to say that, especially when it was 140 characters, and half our day went for our clients to try to figure this out. Hey, Jeff, is to figure out how are we going to get the same message across
In
and get
so
rid of
much
all
less.
the filler. Yes, and sometimes you have to really you have to figure out how to get to that point. But on TikTok and on a lot of these short video platforms, they give you tools that help you to tell that story. You can create the mood. So let's talk about that. The mood is your environment. The mood is what you have going on behind you, and the mood is the music that you choose to go behind you. The music. I still don't get how TikTok is able to have
I'm
such
going to
a
ride that until
library
we're not allowed.
of I don't know how many song clips,
Billions.
millions maybe of song clips. You can get just the right mood and you can cue it up to exactly where you want, what's happening in the action is get to the point where there's a pause or a bang or a symbol, something where you are telling that story and making an exclamation point because of the mood you're setting. And then the graphics, because you could put the words up. You're able to
Stickers.
yes,
Pop-ups.
while someone's talking, you can actually then have other things going on in the background. Maybe that's someone else talking, or it's your thoughts in your head. There's so much potential that you have here. You have to just unleash the creativity. And even though you only have a minute or 3 minutes, which I'm not a fan of, but within a minute, tell that story. Be compelling. It's extraordinarily fun, and when it's successful, I love watching my notifications blow up.
I'm sorry, you don't like spooky things.
Wow.
However, I just needed to take a quick break because one of the things I teach is you want to have quick cuts. And in our long form content, we don't have a lot of that. So we do things like this just to kind of add something for the mood. But speaking of mood on TikTok and music, one of the reasons that I say this over and over again, even if you're not planning on growing a platform on TikTok and having TikTok be a place for you to grow your following, even if you don't want to do that, use TikTok to record and edit your videos, because one thing they are amazing at is suggesting just the right music to put behind your video. Otherwise, you are searching and scrolling and looking. But I would say 90% of the time when I create a video on TikTok and then I click on add music or add sound, one of the top 3 songs is one that I just choose.
Yes. So the issue with that is if you're creating it for another platform, I don't know if they're
No,
going
we
to
talked
take
about
down
that.
your video because you're taking a non organic
Yes.
source of the music.
Yeah. So
So
we did talk about that, and there were certain platforms like YouTube gives you a copyright strike, but it doesn't mean they're going to take it down. It means you can't monetize, or someone else who owns the music can monetize, put ads on your video. Facebook usually will take it down, but only in certain countries. Other places will allow you. So the different platforms, it's a really good point. You have to decide what's important
plus,
to you.
I don't like the idea of having the TikTok branding on it. I know you have a trick to get the TikTok
Yeah,
branding off of it, but
mhm.
there's enough tools here. Do you, I also use iMovie. It doesn't have all the tools that TikTok has, but it has extra tools that TikTok does
Does
not
not have.
have. So you're able to do like a better freeze. You could do
Slow
TikTok has some slow
motion.
motion also, but iMovie does that. The cuts are a little bit cleaner. You can make
You
some
can
nice
make cuts that you
transitions.
can't do in TikTok. Yeah.
You can. You can also segment the video, and you can make one part bigger and then cut it again and make the other part a little bit smaller. You're also able to take like a video that's pre-existing and you can kind
Hmm.
of isolate certain areas, which is done a lot on TikTok. It's done a lot on sports. They isolate the one part and
Oh,
they put it
it's
into
so
that
cool.
format, and it's
That's part of
phenomenal.
storytelling. So if you are,
Absolutely,
so the
absolutely.
difference between, and I'm going to get to Joel's comment really quick about copyright in a second, but the difference between sitting, I mean, some people are amazing at turning on a camera and just telling a story. It's called a talking head video. It's just a video of your head telling a story. Some people are amazing at that. I don't feel amazing at that. I think you are amazing at that. But even though you are, you tell a story without just sitting and telling a story. It's the music behind you, it's the quick cuts, it's the zooming in on a certain thing to highlight it in your story. And you're not even telling a story. You're not saying, hello, one day I went here and then this, there's not even like words. It's telling a story from movement and pop-ups and a scene in the background and music in the background. It's brilliant. And all of those things help. The zooming in, the quick cuts, the pop-up of words, all of that is what tells the story.
Experiment, be creative, be funny, be touching. Get an emotion out here. So what does Joel say?
YouTube has changed policy, so if you get 3 copyright strikes, they can ban you from the platform. The whole thing. That is a
Wow.
really good thing. Thank you so much for telling us, Joel. What I have found on my account is they haven't copyright. If they didn't call it a copyright strike, maybe they did. I have to go look at that. What they said is, we will allow you to use this music if you allow someone to put ads on your video. And I said, okay. So I'm gonna have to go look at that and see if they're calling that a
Right. So
strike.
just be careful about that, which is why the native music that you select is probably better. Does Instagram have a library?
Yes.
Okay. So Instagram has it. Facebook for Reels, you could do that as well.
Facebook is new, and I haven't looked into using Facebook
What about YouTube?
Reels.
Do they
YouTube
have?
has their
So
own as well. So
stick
yeah,
with the
not as
internal.
amazing and in depth, and it's not as suggestive, correctly suggestive, or as big a library. But it's a really good point. If you want to make sure you're not demonetized and get copyright struck, then use the native platform. So yeah, demonetized. But if the owner complains, that can trigger a strike. Interesting. Okay.
I would
So
love
thank you
to.
for that, Joel. If anyone is looking for this, I believe Joel is on you're either on my business page or on my profile. So if you're in the groups, you may not be seeing Joel's
That's awesome, Joel.
comment.
Thank you. That's
But
fantastic.
thank you. That's really great to see.
So I know a lot of you are members of Nika's Shine 365, and people just joined because of the video. What was it? A video.
Viral Video Bootcamp.
Thank you, Viral Video Bootcamp. For those of you who are not yet members, I believe the membership closes on Thursday.
Thursday night.
It's really an extraordinary program to be in, especially if you're looking to boost your content on social media, and not just video content, but content on all different channels. Nika provides these templates where she tells a bit of a story and leaves blanks for you to go in and to make it personalized. And what I find so interesting is that these video templates that she provides, two different people could take the exact same
Video or
template,
social media template, you
and
said. Yeah.
yes, and you can't tell that it came from the same source, the same prompt, because the two of them creatively made it their own. And if you really look, you could say, yes, there's a common theme running through here, but really they made it their own. Their creativity comes through, they personalize it, and they make it part of their branding.
I
So
love seeing it. People, the members are so creative, and that's the point of the membership, is to give, encourage, and to give more creative ways to highlight your unique brilliance. So everyone shares their unique superstardom and attract the right people and get the recognition that they deserve.
and while that was how this club started through these templates, it has grown like
So let's put
crazy.
that up.
So these templates is what Nika started with, where every month she provides some high quality prompts, templates that fill in the blanks, and they help you make sure that you never struggle again with your content. You can use this to spark ideas, and it gets your creativity flowing as well to make them very personalized for you. Her masterclass. I love watching Nika deliver her insights on whatever topics seem to be at the forefront. Right now, she's all over the short form video because that seems to be what's exploding right now. And probably for the next several months, that's where her attention is going to be, maybe even longer than that. You get Nika talking about the newest trends, the newest techniques, the strategies. And the great thing is that it's interactive.
Oh yeah.
Because Nika also has opportunities for you to come on, do some Q&A, share what you've been doing, ask your questions. And if you use that format, you're able to actually kind of, not a one-on-one, but you have Nika's attention where she can give you her insights, her opinion on some of these videos, and she actually enjoys it.
Yeah, and I've recently quadrupled the amount of that each month now, because instead of once a month, what I was finding is that a lot of people had questions and then felt frustrated that they had to wait a few weeks and then couldn't come at that time, and then they had to wait. So now we have different times every week, and there's always an open Q&A that you can
And there's
show up
always,
for.
you could always send in your questions ahead of time if you can't make it, and then Nika will answer it, and then you will watch the replay later, and it's just as valuable.
Right.
You don't have to be on the live call, but if you are, it's so much more beneficial because you have that interaction with Nika as well. The resource library, Nika has, I almost called her Lika.
Lika.
I almost called her Lika.
He's only known me for a few days, so he's getting used to
I've known
me.
you for
How long? 30 years?
30 years. I've known you for 30 years. Been married to you for how long?
32
Exactly.
years.
Exactly. The 2 years we didn't know each other. We was
really
an
did.
arranged marriage, and
And then we met 2 years
we met
later.
coincidentally, accidentally. That's not what happened. But in any case, no, we are married 22 years. 22 years. 22 years. In any case, the resource library. Now, tell me, what's in that resource library?
Well, it's an on-demand library with videos and tutorials and checklists and downloads on almost every topic when it comes to online marketing and growing your visibility and your brand online. All the different platforms, how to write your profile, how to get started on the platform, how to grow your following, how to create an Instagram reel, all tutorials and
So these
classes.
master classes that you're doing, they then get put into the resource library?
Yeah, so there are dozens
Beautiful.
in there already.
So it's really, you never, if you're looking, if professional development is important to you, you want to keep on top of the latest trends, you want to get Nika's insights on them, then that resource library, you're going to be able to revisit over and over again.
Yeah, so, and that comes to $702 a month.
One more thing.
Oh.
The thing that I
I'll
think
take
is
that
most
off then.
important, the thing that I think is most important is it's the intangible part. It's the part of being part of this membership, being part of this association, being a part with a group of motivated thought leaders, entrepreneurs, small business owners, personalities, experts, authors, speakers who are looking to do the same thing that you are, is to upgrade their social media, their short form videos, and you're interacting with them and you're running things by them. You're getting their opinion. As a small business owner, as a thought leader, as somebody who's continually trying to improve and strengthen and enhance their personal brand, this is invaluable. You don't have to work in a vacuum. You don't have to work in a vacuum. So Nika put this all together. Yes, $702 per month, but
But we don't actually charge that.
no. Nika, what is the cost of your program?
The program is $97 a month. Did I have the link up there? So I last time a lot of people went immediately to the link and then said, wait, it doesn't say $97
No,
a month.
Until Thursday, Nika is opening up. She's opening this up for new. You had the viral video
Bootcamp.
extravaganza.
Oh, who does
For
that?
the people who
Andrea.
were involved in this, this is your opportunity. You can join. You can get all these things. You can get a little piece of Nika. And what does that cost?
Piece. I don't have that many pieces left. It's right until Thursday. It is $67 a month, and you get to keep that price. So when I raise it on Friday, you are not paying more money.
And that's going to be kept for at least a year. So that price is going to be locked in. You can either do it annually, where you get a discount, or you can do this you can do it monthly.
Right. You can get even further discount. So Israel, I love that he said that before, and I love that you said that because I've seen Israel in some other groups that I pay a fortune for. And I love that you said that it seems to give more value. You're getting more value than other programs. And these other programs are the ones that I'm in are $97 a month up to, I'm embarrassed to say, a lot of money per month.
Yes. But in any case, this is accessible. It's affordable. It's accessible. And if you are operating in a vacuum, if you are trying to work on your thing, your project, your business, your brand, and you're doing it without the support of a group, this is your chance to invest a small amount in yourself. Look, I know it's not free. I know that it is $67 a month, but really it is absolute. The value is here. You get Nika's insights. Every once in a while, I will come on and I will bug the heck out of you, and then I'll
for
go,
accountability and creativity, and as I like to say, eye candy. Once in a while, we just need that in our lives. So.
Absolutely. And generally, I will have a different hat every time. And I can't promise that they're going to match.
Today?
No, generally they don't. This is just an accident. I grabbed a hat, I put it on, lo and behold, we're in sync.
Yeah, excellent. I will usually be annoyed if it doesn't match, but it's whatever. As long as your face is your face. But Sandy said she had her first video go viral last week during the boot camp, which was so much
awesome.
fun.
I wonder, awesome. Viral is how much? What would you consider viral? I mean, I know it's different for everybody.
We've been talking about that in the group too, and I believe one of hers went. The last time we checked, it said 9,000.
Oh,
she was used to getting a few hundred.
That's beautiful. I remember getting that.
Or not even up to 100, and then she got 9,000. So far, but it was still climbing. A few other people had said the same thing. They were getting a few thousand. Like, what makes it viral? I have read, years ago, I read like 5,000 means viral. Then I read something else that said 5 million means viral. So when I say viral, what I really mean, and I want to be honest, I can't promise that when I teach you something, your video is going to get 5 million views. But what I can promise is you're going to learn the techniques that those viral videos that are getting millions of views, what they are using, what we are using, what I am using that is getting me a ton of views. So I went from a few hundred views to several thousand to several 100,000 and now to more than 100 million on YouTube.
Yes.
Again, it doesn't mean you're going to get that. But when you go from 30 views to 9,000 views.
Right. And Nika is an exception here. I don't know. It's like the numbers are so big. By the way,
yeah, let's keep them.
Why don't you put up that link for people who might want to register? Here's the thing. Nika talks about these numbers. When you get to like 1 million and 10 million and 99 million, they don't mean anything anymore. They're just too high. They're too big. They don't mean anything. I will tell you this. Where I notice that I am absolutely obsessed with my notifications is when your video initially takes off. First, you see you have 3 views. Then you see you have 7. A half hour might go by. An hour might go by. Then it's 22 views because TikTok is kind of showing it around, seeing if anybody likes it. Then it goes up to 50 views. Then it goes up to 200 views and you're watching it. And then it goes up to 1,000 views and then 2,500 views. And you're like, oh my God, I don't ever want this train to stop. And sometimes I'll go to sleep. I see it's at 2,500 views. I wake up in the morning, it's at 10,000 views.
Yeah.
But
and sometimes it stops. But
sometimes it stops, but sometimes it continues on. I've had one that I've been watching. And I saw it slowly creep up. And it's been, I think, 2 or 3 weeks now. And
Yeah.
it's up to about 230, 240,000 views. And that means you're getting notifications constantly. You look over, you see you have 9 notifications. This one commented, this one followed, these many people liked, you put it down. 30 seconds later, you can't stop it. You look it up, you see you have another 4 notifications.
Too
Nine
much
more
fun.
people liked it, and it happens. And sometimes
It
and
does.
then you go through a withdrawal because at some point the party's
Yeah.
over and it just sits
However,
there, but you go on to the next one.
yeah, so if one gets a few thousand and you're now getting a few thousand on a video or two, part of the thing, the challenge for many of us as business owners, as experts, is we love it. It feels amazing. And then, like you said, then you kind of go through withdrawal. But there are ways to leverage that. And that is one of the mistakes that I have seen, is that we look at it, we're happy about it, it's amazing for our ego, but we then don't take that boost in our visibility and use it to help attract people who actually want to they want to know more from us. So having one viral video does not necessarily translate into an explosion of sales, but there are ways to take it to the next step, to attract more people to follow you, to attract more people to follow and watch your next videos, to then have a call to action. And those are the things that are needed, and those are the things we go over. So 1 week of learning to go viral is amazing. In the Shine Squad, we then talk about what are all the steps that you take to use those videos to grow your business.
Yes, I mean, the strategic focus is very important, but you do have to take a step back and say to yourself, why am I on social media? And a lot of times, Nika and I, for our social media agency, will get calls and someone will say, well, I'm launching a product, I need to get some sales, or my book just got published, I want to go sell some books. And my heart aches for them, because if you're just showing up to social media, and unless you're going to throw a lot of money into an ad campaign, a paid advertising campaign on social media, on Facebook, unless you're planning to do that to organically build up your audience, to establish credibility, to get into the rhythm with the algorithm, that's going to take a while.
Mm-hmm.
So really what you're looking to do here is to establish a foundation, build an audience, build up some views, build up those likes, establish your credibility. That's your foundation. If you believe in anything on social media, that's what you need to do.
Yes. And so Sandy said, it's feeling addictive, and 9,000 isn't enough. Now you want more. So first of all, yes, you're in the Shine Squad. Now we are going to do more. And you have now started by creating a foundation. Don't let it go. Let's keep building and turn it into more.
And I'm sorry to interrupt, Nika, but don't let that, these numbers that I'm throwing out at you, which pale in comparison to her, don't let these numbers make you feel inadequate. I remember my daughter, this is before we were ever on TikTok, either of us, and she said, my video is 2,000 views. My jaw dropped. It was 2,000 views. What? I mean,
she couldn't sleep. It was the most amazing thing. The first time it happens, it is the most amazing thing. If it happens after you got that 9,000, then you feel disappointed. But please remember how amazing. If 50 people, if the number is 50, if you use it, if we leverage it, if we work off it as a foundation, instead of just keep trying to get more views, we need to go further and turn this into something valuable for you.
A lot of our clients they're on LinkedIn, and generally you see you getting 50 views, 100 views, 200 views. These are typical that you're getting, within your network. You're getting maybe 300. When you get 1,000 views, that, I'm not going to call it viral, but that means it's an extraordinary post. It's getting a lot of traction. Mm-hmm. Getting up to 10,000 views. I mean, if you do that more than once a year, you are a real LinkedIn superstar. But when it comes to TikTok, you put out some good content, those numbers are attainable consistently. 10,000, I will make you feel a little bit bad. I'm getting hundreds of thousands of views on some of these that I'm putting out. One of them, it got up to over 900,000. It's at 937,000. I'm embarrassed to tell you, I know almost to the person. I pinned it to the top. It stopped climbing. I wanted that million so bad, but I did not get that million.
Well,
that's
you're
okay.
going to join the Shine Squad now, and we're going to work on that. We all work together. And think about community as well, when we all support each other. Because sometimes that's something that I love about my community. Sometimes it's something where, you know what, I just need a little push. Can you guys go like this video or like this post or comment on it? it starts a little momentum. When you have a community that is supportive and you love them and they love you, there's nothing better. So another amazing benefit of being in a wonderful community.
Absolutely. So I know Nika does these boot camps and these challenges every couple of months. So when she closes this membership on Thursday, more months to have
And
this
it actually
opportunity
won't be the
again.
same price. So the price is this is it.
So why don't you try it? It's month to month. You don't have to stay more than a month if you find that it's not for you. But I have a feeling you're going to be addicted to it. There's very few people who are dropping out of Nika's program. $67 a month. You get the social media templates. You get the masterclass. You get the resource library. You get the Q&A. You get the networking with community members. And you get to have a little tiny slice of Nika, which by the way, is priceless.
Oh, I
So,
thought you were going to talk about a slice of me.
So it's shine-365.com.
Yeah, there's a few links that have gone up. They're all going to the same place. Shine-365.com or Nika.live.
Well, why give them more than one?
Well, because I'm just saying that if you've seen more than one,
so
they all go.
shine-365.com, where you can get that information.
I'm allergic to you. Or, excuse me.
What a sneeze. And you get to see Nika sneeze live, right on your phone or your computer. Nika, thank you for having me over today. I really appreciate it. Will you have me again? Did I overstay my welcome?
No, you understayed.
I understand. So I'll just sit here while the show ends. And in any case, thank you all for tuning in, listening to me ramble. Thank you for explaining the jack-o'-lantern and the YouTube copyright violation policy. I think that's very important information. I appreciate you sharing
and
it.
all of your other insights and comments. We are actually still giving away a Shine Bomb gift before Thursday night. So someone is going to win a call with me to work on your videos.
Fantastic.
So,
Great. So thank you again, everybody, and we'll see you soon.
We'll see you later. Take care.